It's week 10 of the high school football season, and Friday night the Homer-Center Wildcats will head to Windber Stadium to face the Ramblers in a battle of 2, 5, and 4 teams. And our video preview with head coach Greg Page is brought to you by S&T Bank. From the gridiron to the classroom, S&T Bank salutes all of the Heritage Conference teams, including Greg Page's Wildcats. Coach, I think this is always an exciting weekend, third year for the crossover weekend concept. Do you have an opinion on how it's worked out?
I like it. I think it's good. It's the same thing when you get to the playoffs sometimes and you play a team you're not familiar with or haven't played in a while. 2 years ago, that was the case with Berlin Week 10. We went down and did a nice job. And then last year, we've been familiar with Portage, but what a ball game it was. It was kind of, two second-place teams really duking it out. And then we'll go over to Windber this year and play another fine football team.
I know you've had some injuries. Of course, Kobe Doherty knocked out of last week's game at West Shamokin. All of those players, and for the purpose of this video interview, I'm not even going to mention them all. You'll have to tune into the radio pregame, everybody. But would everybody be game time decisions?
I think we're going to have everybody at our disposal. It looks like it. I can't say that 100%, but it's been a difficult week with guys getting cleared and other guys that have been ill and other things like that. So, it's been a little bit rocky, but hopefully we can put it all together for Friday night.
You don't play along very well. You're supposed to say if listeners really want to know, they'll have to tune into the radio pregame to boost our ratings.
I just assumed because you were interviewing me, we're doing this every week, that they would tune in. So.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Well, let's talk about the Windber Ramblers, because thanks to you, I have access to some video that I can watch to prepare for broadcast. Not sure if it helps or not, but I do look at it. And when I looked at Windber, I saw an offense that maybe I hadn't seen in a long, long time. And quite frankly, I'll use a word, it was a bit dizzying. Is that a word?
Yeah, it can be. It's hard to prepare for in a short amount of time, which is probably one of the main reasons they do it. When you run an offense, it's a little bit different than the mainstream. It forces your opponent to get creative and get good at it real fast. I hope that we're partially the way there. It's a single-wing offense. I know they adopted it some years back, probably about 10, 15 years ago, and they do it well. I mean, they want to get – it's like any of the misdirection offenses. They want to get people to the point of attack and get the ball in the hands of their best athletes, and they do that well.
Tough loss last week at West Shamokin. You move past it. This game can really help you in the District 6 standings. Looks like you might have a home game regardless, but that's not a lock. It will be a lock if you can walk out of Windber Stadium with a victory, and more importantly, not only move up in the District 6 Class A standings, but I think carry some momentum into the playoffs and regain some mojo. I think that's maybe even more important.
I think that's really important. I think it's critical. And, the last several years when we've been in the playoffs, we've gone in on a good note. It's a great time of year. We try to tell our kids it's playoff football. This is neat because it's somebody new, so it presents a playoff-type atmosphere. And what we're looking at here is to try to improve our standing and hope that a few teams ahead of us lose, and then, maybe solidifies us with a home game and puts us in a better position as far as the brackets go. So, but it's like anything else. I tell our guys, you get one chance every Friday night, one chance a week. Let's go out and try to do the best we can.
Thank you, Coach, for doing this, and good luck Friday night over in Windber.
Thank you guys very much.
Head coach Greg Page, and you'll be able to hear the Wildcats and the Ramblers on WCCS AM 1160, 101.1 FM, and streaming at WCCSradio.com, part of the TribLIVE High School Sports Network. Our coverage from Windber Stadium will begin at 6:20 Friday night. With head coach Greg Page, I'm Mark Bertig with the Wildcats for Render Broadcasting.